So what is a function? When people say, oh, f of x or a function of x, what do they mean when they say a function? So this section is going to be all about the different ways we can represent functions. A function from set A to set B is a correspondence or some sort of a relationship between set A and set B, where each element of set A, we're going to call it the domain, the first set A, is paired with exactly one element of set B, which is what we're going to call the range, the second set. So every element in set A is paired with only one element of set B, not two or three, just one element of set B. So the first way we can talk about functions is as a rule. So you can play a game with your students. Have the students say a number, and then you do something to that number, and then you tell them what the output would be. And they have to try to figure out what you're doing. And this is very, very algebraic in thought because it's trying to develop a pattern. So guess the teacher's rule. The student says 0, and the teacher goes 0. And the next student says 1, and the teacher goes 3. And the student says 2, and the teacher says 6. The student says 4, the teacher says 12. And then the last student says 10, and the teacher says 30. So again, what is the teacher's rule? What is it that the teacher is doing to the number that the student says? Sometimes these are obvious, sometimes they are not. So it looks like every number that the teacher gave was a multiple of 3. Do you see that? 3, 6, 12, 30. Can you see what's happening? If the student were to say x, the teacher would say 3x. Can y'all see that this is multiplied by 3? So the teacher took the student's number multiplied by 3. 3 times the student's number. 3 times the student's number. Do you see it? So the rule is multiply by 3. That was the rule. And so then the students would figure out what the teacher was doing. Okay, let me give you one that's a little harder. Student says 0, teacher says 2. So the student says, okay, 2. Teacher says 6. Next student says 5, teacher says 12. Student says 9, teacher says 20. Student says 10, teacher says 22. What's happening here? Let's see. It looks like 2 was 2 bigger than 0, and then the next one was 4 bigger, then the next one was 7 bigger. And so okay, so that doesn't really help me. What if I were to double it? 0 doubled is 0, 2 doubled is 4, 5 doubled is 10, 9 doubled is 18. Oh, that's close, but not quite. If I double 10, I get 20, it's 20. Well, you know, every time I doubled a number, it was just under what the teacher said. So like if I double 2, I get 4, but the teacher said 6. When I double 5, I get 10, but the teacher said 12. Oh, the teacher seems to be adding 2 to whatever the double is. So if the student said x, it looks like the teacher would double it and then add 2. So this rule would be double and add 2. That would be the rule that the teacher was doing. That one's a lot more complicated. That one's harder to figure out. Sometimes they get really, really complicated. But it's a good way to just sort of introduce the idea of functions, kind of introducing it as a game, instead of like with straight up equations from day one.